the one part that I feel so sad for the pitchers that just look over, get the sign, and just throw is that they're missing the funnest part of being a pitcher. The strategy is the shaking them off, no, because I know I can get her on this, or no, she's looking for this and I want to throw here, or oh, you want to call a rise ball? I'm going to jam her with this rise ball. Be strategic. Play the game, not the 7-inning game. Play the mind game with that batter who's trying to beat you. Welcome to the Weekly Dose. I'm Jamie Southern. This month we are talking about the art of pitching and how to get batters out. So for this week, we're going to kind of just do a general overview of what that means. And then throughout the month, we will be breaking them down into smaller topics. So you guys have been watching a ton of softball. We have the regionals, super regionals, and then we have the College World Series coming up. And I think what you've seen, because I know I've seen, is that we've had some great games. We've had some great battles between pitchers and hitters. And I've also seen a ton of great pitching. I know that when I watch a game, I can't just watch the game and the outcomes. I'm thinking like a pitcher, and I'm trying to guess the next pitch that they are going to throw based on the situation. Are you doing the same thing? And I ask that because that's how you grow as a pitcher. Most pitchers these days in travel ball, they look at their coach, get the sign, and they're a robot, and they just kind of throw it and hit their spot. What is that? What does it mean to hit your spot? Because when we think of getting a batter out and being a pitcher, hitting a spot changes. So if my coach calls a curveball and it's the first pitch of the at-bat, I know where I'm going to throw that. But now I have a batter up that is very disciplined. I might have to throw that a little bit more on the plate. Or I have a batter up that is really aggressive. My first pitch is going to be a little bit more off the corner or a little ball off the plate because she's aggressive. So hit your spot, it changes. So if you just look at your sign and you just throw that pitch where you always throw the majority of your curveballs or the majority of your rise balls, then you're not really pitching. You are throwing the ball to the spot. So when we think of strategies and we think of how can I get her out, remember, pitching is a battle. I am not going to war. That's a bad analogy, but I am up to battle. She's trying to beat me and I'm trying to beat her. So we're in this fight. And I've got to use not just my strength. Some of you can throw 60, 65 miles an hour, great, but you can see at the College World Series, it doesn't matter. You have to be able to move that ball. You have to know and be able to spot that pitch exactly where you need it to be successful for these batters. So you can get up there and you can just fight as hard as you can, but there's something about the batter or the pitcher that's going to be the smartest. They're going to win. They're going to beat you. And so when we are on that mound, we have got to be smart. So let's think about the things that we can consider. How I'm feeling. Some days I feel great, some days I feel good, but some days I feel sore. I feel tired. It's 105 degrees out. It's Sunday. I've pitched the last 3 games. I get it. So if I'm not having my stuff or my speed or, gosh, my curveball's just not breaking because my legs are just tired, I have to pitch a little differently. I might have to really focus on my location today. Okay, so that's one thing to consider. Also, the batters. There are so many different types of batters. We have slappers, we have power slappers, we have Stanford. Stanford is known for just getting base hits and pairing them together. Then you have Oklahoma, you have power hitters. So you have all these different types of hitters Where do they stand? Are they in the front of the box? Are they in the back of the box? Are they all toes on the line, challenging you to throw it inside? We have batters that swing with launch angle. That's different. I might have to throw my rice balls a little bit more that day. So we have to consider, are they aggressive? Are they disciplined? Do they not like a certain pitch? We have to consider a lot with that. We also have the umpire. I've noticed this season that there's a ton of umpires that have their zone. We know, just keep it normal. Keep it what the pitching zones should be. Balls and strikes should be pretty consistent across the board. But there's some umpires out there that don't like the outside pitch, or they don't like it belt high, or they like them low. We have to know what the umpire is calling and give it to them. So that's how I have to become this pitcher. And I have to know how and when to use my strengths and my weaknesses and my setup pitches. I have to be that pitcher. I have to know where to put them. I have to know that. You can't just hope that you can beat them. You have to know this rise ball has to go a little higher today. Or this curveball is breaking so much. I have to start it a little bit more on the corner. Or my changeups just are a little slow. Or this team is so aggressive that I can throw it for a strike. Or I have to throw my changeups over here. We have to know where to put our pitches. And that makes us a pitcher. So imagine you are on the mound and it is a 2-1 count and your coach gives you a drop ball. You look over, you're like, okay, drop ball. A lot of you just go into your pitch. You're like, drop ball, okay, and you go. Did you consider the batter? Did you look at where they're standing? Did they move from pitch to pitch? You should know what the umpire's calling by now if it's after the first inning. But are you considering all those, or do you just go through and just throw the ball? That's what we want to talk about this month. Some of you are just starting off, and this is great to get a head start with thinking like a pitcher. But the majority of you might be that 12, 14, 16, 18, and you have what you have. But are you using it to your advantage? Are you being a pitcher? Or are you just throwing? And that's what we're going to work on. That's what we're going to work on this month. So it is a crucial month because there are hundreds of pitchers in college, thousands of pitchers if you consider city colleges and D3, D2, all that. What makes them different? Most of them have majority of the speed that we see on TV. The pitchers now probably have a little bit more movement, but I know that they have a little bit more smarts. I know they're a pitcher and not a thrower. So have great mechanics, have good spin, have speed. But if you don't know how to use the three, you're just gonna be getting pulled in that fifth inning because the other team has you figured out. They outsmarted you. You work hard. Parents, you put in just as much commitment as the players and the pitchers. And so you got to make sure you get all those pieces and put them together. And that is the difference. That is the difference. So this week, when you watch softball on TV, I want you to start thinking like a pitcher. I want you to think, oh gosh, I would go up again. Oh, she's done 3 inside pitches. Is she going to go for a 4th? Like, I don't know if she can do 4. This batter's pretty good. Think about it. Okay? Get better. Know the pitcher that you're watching, know her strengths and what her go-tos are, and figure it out. The one part that I feel so sad for the pitchers that just look over, get the sign, and just throw is that they're missing the funnest part of being a pitcher. The strategy is the like shaking them off. No, because I know I can get her on this, or no, she's looking for this and I want to throw here, or oh, you want to call a rise ball? I'm going to jam her with this rise ball. Be strategic. Play the game, not the 7-inning game. Play the mind game with that batter who's trying to beat you. That is what I'm sad for pitchers these days, because that is why I loved pitching. I loved pitching because it was competitive, because I had the ball in my hand, because I was the leader of the team and set the tone for our game, for our innings, for our batters. I wanted to outsmart them. So I look forward to seeing you guys this week and next week and the following, because this is an important month. The workouts are going to be more strategic. So look out for the workouts of the week. I know summer's starting and it's going to get a little crazy, but we also have a community that's called Pitchers Only, and I want to tell you about it. I don't like to kind of like get in, because like really this YouTube channel is truly to just get pitchers better. But we have a package that comes with our Spin Doctor ball, but it also comes phone conversation where we, Amanda Freed, who is an Olympian and 4-time All-American for UCLA, and myself have these questionnaires where we get to know you as a pitcher, and you guys get to have a one-on-one, or if your parents are there, obviously we want the parents to be involved, to have a phone conversation that we go over your game plan. We help you become that pitcher. We see what you respond with in the questionnaire to be like, oh man, I know she's doing this. We talk about it and we up your game. And we get you thinking and be that coach on the field for you. Because listen, I give lessons, Amanda gives lessons. It is not enough time in a lesson to cover mechanics, spin, strategy, game, batters, and then to have that reflection from your guys' weekends of tournaments. We're not taking place of your instructor. We are just saying like, hey, we want to help you in your game. So we're going to find out who you are as that pitcher, what your weaknesses are, what your strengths. You know, gosh, my curveball's so good, but when I get into the game, I just don't get swings and misses. We're going to tell you how you can get more with it. So that's something that you guys can look for. And if you're interested in that, message me or call, because you can go to lessons after lessons and work, but if you struggle in the game time situation, it just might be something that you need to kind of like get ahead of your game of where you are now. Or you just struggle to be that starting pitcher. Why? Why do you get pulled in the 4th and 5th inning? Why? We want to help you with that. We've been there, we've done that, we know how to instruct it, and so we're offering that, which a lot of people don't do that because they want to just focus on mechanics and spin, and we know those are important, but there's a whole nother part of this position. That's what this month is about. It's going to be a good one.